Alright everyone, welcome to Thursday's video. We're inching closer to this weekend's match against St Johnstone, so let's take a look at what's happening Celtic-wise. As we've been covering over the last few days, it's a huge night for Celtic Women tonight. They face the Ukrainian champions Vorskla Poltava in the final round of qualifying. We won the first leg 1-0 in Airdrie and face the second leg tonight in Airdrie. It's a 7:15 kickoff at the what's the name? The potato folk I've forgotten that John told me yesterday. Albert Bartlett, is it something like that? Should Elena Sadiko's team hold on to that narrow advantage from the first leg, we'll make it through to the 16-team UEFA Women's Champions League group stage for the first time in our history, joining the likes of Barcelona, Lyon, Wolfsburg, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, some other big hitters that will come through qualifying. Kickoff is at 7:15. Tickets are still available. I believe it's a tenner for adults, fiver for under 16, so pretty reasonable. If you can't make it to the game but want to watch, it's been shown live on BBC Alba or Alaba. Celtic TV also have it if you're like me and you're overseas and fancy some of that partisan commentary, English commentary, I guess. So that's happening tonight. Wish them all of the best. I think they're going to do it and make it to a double, in fact a triple of our teams in the Champions League or equivalent this season. Ahead of the game, we had press conferences yesterday. Callum McGregor, the men's captain, also met the media. He was promoting the game. He was asked some questions, advice he would give to the team, advice he'd give to women's captain Kelly Clark. Obviously he said, I wouldn't really necessarily give her advice because she's very experienced. He called for fans to go out and buy tickets and support the team tonight, just like they do with the men's team, because that could be the difference. So, yep, all well and good. He then was obviously asked some questions about the men's team. Nothing major to report there. He did clear up the chat about the Arnie Engels, Rio Hatate penalty stuff in the Hearts game. To be honest, I wasn't really aware there was any hint of drama here, but the media asked him about it anyway, and he basically said that there was no disagreement between Engels and Hatate. It was just a case of finding out who was up for taking the penalties. Arnie Engels certainly was. He was then asked if he'd been surprised by just how good Arnie Engels has been so far at Celtic. McGregor said, surprised and not surprised, because I saw him on the first day and thought, he's a player, he can play. However, it's also surprising because you have to still go and deliver when the game kicks off. He's a young player with good experience for his age. To come into a club this size and take 2 penalties in his first 2 games, he's looked a real powerhouse and good on the ball. I'm not surprised in that aspect, but for him to come in and hit the ground running the way he has done is excellent. It's a real plus for the team as well. On the overall squad, McGregor said, we have got a good balance of speed, power and physicality, and the right tactical stuff that you need as well. It is a balanced group with a lot of young players with good enough experience as well. We have managed to build ourselves a strong squad, and I guess time will tell how well we go on and do. It certainly has all the hallmarks of a good team. It is just about the players delivering that on the pitch. So yeah, all the kind of words you'd expect from Callum McGregor, just backing up what we're all feeling. I know I say this in every single video, and I know that I literally am on every video, and I guess that's one of the downsides of this daily content, is that sometimes I repeat myself every day, but just so excited to watch the team this weekend. It's just such an exciting period to watch Celtic. So many players I can't wait to see. I think it's interesting McGregor talks about the speed, power and physicality of the team. That's the thing I've noticed this season. And to home in on one of those, the speed in this Celtic team is fantastic. And I think that might be the difference this year in Europe compared to previous seasons. I don't want to talk too early because obviously we've only beaten Slovan Bratislava and many people expect them to be down the bottom of the league table, not like us, up in second. Yes, you can have a look at the Champions League table again. You're welcome. I think the speed is going to be really crucial going into these games against the better sides, because they clearly have speed. And we're going to be given space to exploit teams like Borussia Dortmund and Atalanta. And in pre-season, that worked quite well. I know it was just pre-season, but it told us that when teams give us space in behind, we tend to exploit it. So I cannot wait for Saturday. I absolutely can't wait for Borussia Dortmund on Tuesday night. I think it's going to be a cracker. In terms of Saturday, loosely linked into that, McGregor was asked about a potential clash against Scott Brown. There had been some chat that Scott Brown was going to take the vacant St Johnstone job. Since the press conference, it's emerged that he has declined that offer to leave Ayr United. He did have some conversations with St Johnstone, but wants to stay at Ayr United. He seems to have a pretty good thing going on there at Ayr United at the moment. I know from knowing some Ayr United fans that they are enjoying watching the team this season more than they can ever remember. So Scott Brown clearly has something going at Somerset Park. It appears to be a club going in the right direction. And whether it's with Ayr United or another club, the feeling is that Scott Brown will be managing in the Premiership very soon. Callum McGregor certainly expects that to be the case. He said, "I know Scott really, really well from my time here. We've played in midfield together for a number of years, and when you do that, you understand what makes people tick, how good they really are, and how much they understand the game. It's no surprise that he's gone into management and he started really, really well, and I see him having a Premiership job before too long." I'm really pleased to see Scott Brown doing well, because when he first went to Fleetwood Town and did really well, and I think I wasn't the only one that was really interested to see how he was going to do as a manager. And obviously the big question you've always got at the back of your mind with Scott Brown and management is he a future Celtic manager? I think you know what the club are like with these kind of things, and often to our detriment, they're sentimental about these things. See appointing Neil Lennon in the shower, for example. And often it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But the point I'm making is I think Scott Brown probably won't have to do anything exceptional to be certainly in the running for the Celtic manager's job at some point in the future. I'm not saying he's going to replace Brendan Rodgers next season or anything. But I think him doing a good job at a Scottish Premiership club would be enough for there to be a conversation anyway about him being the next Celtic manager or a future Celtic manager. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see if that's the case. He's obviously still really a really young manager, and he's got a lot to learn, but he seems to have something just based off how he did in that first season at Fleetwood and the way he's got Ayr United playing now. So it's going to be interesting to see either if he takes Ayr United up to the Premiership or if he goes for that next big job. You wonder, whether Hibs are going to be looking for a new manager soon. Would Scott Brown be in there at some stage? I certainly think if he went to Hibs and did a good job there, finished third or whatever, people would certainly be talking about him being a Celtic manager. Anyway, no Celtic versus Scott Brown dynamic this weekend to worry about. Elsewhere, I noticed Gustav Lagerbielke had made his debut for FC 20 last night at Old Trafford, no less. He came on for the final 10 minutes. 20 actually got a 1-1 draw against Manchester United. Rangers flop Sam Lammers scored their goal, would you believe? On a similar note, Sead Haksabanovic could face Rangers tonight in that, forget the name of that competition now. It's like the Champions League, but it's not got the word champions in it. It's some other word. Malmo are playing Rangers tonight in that competition. Haksabanovic, he's been speaking to the Scottish media and kind of saying that he wants to inflict damage on Rangers, but I'd also seen some reports earlier in the week saying that he was likely to miss the game. So I'm not totally sure what's going on there. I guess we'll wait and see. Finally, ticket details have emerged for the upcoming semi-final against Aberdeen League Cup. That game in, I think, first weekend in November. Celtic fans will be housed in the south, north and east stands for the match. Aberdeen fans in the south and west stands. So no 50-50 split like we have seen for many Celtic Aberdeen games in the past, mainly cup finals. I'm assuming Aberdeen are going to have a pretty major support at this match. I would guess they would sell at least 15,000 tickets, given that it's like a not bad kick-off time for them, maybe a bit problematic getting home, but also that the team is playing so well at the moment and they tend to follow their team pretty well when they're doing well. So I'm buzzing for that game. I think it's going to be a full house at Hampden, under the lights, great atmosphere. It's just another big game to look forward to. And yeah, just generally things are ticking along nicely. It has been a pretty pretty slow midweek, pretty quiet midweek. I'm kind of looking forward to just getting back into midweek matches going forward, and I think that's going to be the case pretty much all the way through for the next few months, with a few exceptions. But yeah, Celtic obviously hard at work. Things to work on from Sunday. It's weird because there's almost like a wee feeling that, you know, the team have something to prove maybe this weekend, or certainly some players have something to prove based on last Sunday, but generally the feel-good factor is still there, and obviously can't wait to see the team in action. So yeah, we'll preview that game some more on tomorrow's video. Stevie is going to join me for that one, so if you've got any thoughts, questions, etc. you want us to tackle, fire them in the comments and we'll get to it. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll chat to you tomorrow.